Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And we are on the 3rd of December, if you're watching this actually as the video goes out. Christmas is coming. I hope you're all looking forward to it. Anyway, I'll be doing videos coming up to Christmas. I've got my Christmas hat on. I've got one of my Christmas jumpers on. Somebody said in the members live last night in this format that I'm recording, I look like a Christmas bauble. So I've actually ordered a little Christmas bauble. Just to, I thought it might be fun to show you. Anyway, what do I want to say? So I want to say thank you to my subscribers, of course. Thank you to all of you who like my videos. Very special thanks to my members, and a way that I want to say thank you to my members this year is if you would like a copy of my Confessions of a Spanish Teacher book for Christmas to maybe liven up a couple of hours. Well, hopefully. I mean, you might think it's really boring. I don't know. I don't think it's boring. I mean, whatever else it might or might not be, it's not boring. So if you're a member and you would like to receive one of those books, paperback book, please get in touch with me at the email vickymariechats@gmail.com. Vicky with an I. I need an address to send it to. It can be your address, it can be a local shop, it can be anywhere, but it'll be coming through Amazon. So I do need an address or a pickup point. I need something to know where to send it to. So that's for members. So thank you so much. I really appreciate everyone who supported me this year or any year in any way, shape or form. But of course, obviously, my members, that's what makes my channel really. So thank you. Right. Okay. So now last night in the members live, we talked about Gregg. Now, what I was going to do was just to edit what we'd said about Gregg. Oh, I also want to thank people who gift memberships, because a lot of people gift memberships. Also thank people who've sent super stickers or PayPal me or sent me a Ko-fi, etc. Thank you so much. Now, let me take that banner off now. Now, if you remember and you already have the book, I will send you something else. I've got some ideas. So if you've already got the book, so you don't want the book, let me know. Right, let me get. So last night in the members live, one of the many things we talked about was Gregg Wallace and this hole that's opening up under him. He's had these accusations of untoward comments, and I think in the beginning people were very supportive of him, and then he came out and said it was only a handful of women, middle-class women of a certain age, just the most misogynist comment that he made. And also he said, can you imagine how many women over the years have made these comments? I mean, the more I see of Gregg, he's Gregg with 2 G's, remember it's 2 G's. And we're going to have a look at that in a minute. He is an absolute plonker, an absolute twonk, and I did feel sympathetic with him in the beginning because I thought like some of the accusations were from so long ago. I couldn't understand why people had not said anything at the time. Well, of course, now it's like the dam breaking. Everyone's coming out now and saying all sorts of things. And I feel a little bit if he wasn't such a twonk, I would feel concerned for his mental health. He's trying to make us feel sorry for him now, though, which of course is what narcissists do. They say horrible things. Misogynist narcissists say horrible things about women, then they apologise, and they say it all again if their apology is not accepted in the way they think it should be. So, oh God, Gregg is just so typical of, unfortunately, of a lot of men of a certain age. But, not all men of a certain age are like that. These generalizations, Anyway, we're going to look at, so what I'm going to do, instead of cutting the video and putting it, you know, the members only video and putting it out as a video, I thought I'll do a live and then I can have a chat with you guys as well. And we're going to look at that portion of the video that dealt with Gregg. Gregg with 2 G's. Gregg just makes me want a Gregg's. I still haven't had a Gregg's. I'm going to go out shopping later and get some Gregg's food from the local expat supermarket. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hi, Mello. Hi, David. Hi, Annie. So some, of course, there's a few members here today, and some of you will have seen some bits of this, but you won't have. Hi, ACW. You open wallet surgery time of the year, or open purse surgery time of the year, David. Oh, somebody just bought me a Ko-fi. I'll put that up in a minute. I can't do the posh thing where it comes up. Oh, Annie, thank you so much for the Ko-fi. Thank you so much, Annie. A little something for my Christmas table. Ah, bless. Oh, yeah, maybe I'll get some Gregg's. Sorry, it's a standing joke now, this about the Gregg's. I won't be happy until I've had some Gregg's products after talking about Gregg so much. So, yeah, hi, ACW. It's like the Walton show. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Hi, Mello. I've forgotten now who I've said hello to and who I haven't. Hi, Heather. Yes, it's Vicky with an I. Vicky with an I, not Vicky with a Y. You know, like Gregg with 2 G's. Hi, Chumba. Where are we going? Oh, my heart, yeah. 2 G's. We can't forget. Oh, so nice. Thank you, Annie. That's so kind. Thank you so much. Hi, Shelley, over there in Canada. I don't know if you know Gregg Wallace. You're probably wondering what we're going on about. I don't know if you get like the British Master Chef over there or if you know it. I think I've said hello to everybody. Thank you, Annie, again. That's so very kind. Thank you. Right. So let's have a look at what occurred in the members' live last night. We did have a laugh last night. We always have a laugh, but last night I think was a special laugh. Hi, Yvonne. Hey, oh, was it you? Hang on, let me go into my Ko-fi. Let's have a look. Do you know, there's a lot of things not been working lately. Don't know if there's some glitches. I had a nightmare with Amazon. Absolute nightmare. Absolute nightmare with Amazon trying to, because some people have already sent me, you know, who want the book, and I've sent off the one. If you've requested a book, it's on its way to Santa. Is bringing the book. You won't believe. I had a nightmare with Amazon trying to get into my Amazon account for some reason. But anyway, it's all sorted now. Donate. Yeah, I thought it was you. I thought it was you. Anyway, never mind. Oh, look, I'm going all red. You know, I get these little red cheeks like an elf. Don't know why. I'm not even that warm. Look, my cheeks. I think it's the hat, maybe. And I've got a jumper on and a T-shirt under the jumper because I'm trying to stay warm because it's actually quite chilly here at the moment. So let me... Oh, thank you, Shelley. Thank you, darling. So, of course, and if you want the book, let me know because I can send it to anywhere, all over the world. You know, it doesn't matter where you are as long as I've got an address or somewhere to send it to. I think I can send it because everywhere's got Amazon. As long as you've got Amazon in your region, I can send it. Oh. So thank you for joining. Again, Shelley, because I think you've been a member before, so thank you. So let's have a look. If anybody doesn't know this whole thing, maybe some of you watching that are in different countries, you probably have MasterChef in your country. I think MasterChef is, all over the world. But whether you know Gregg Wallace or not, Gregg with 2 G's, and you'll see why in a minute, why we keep making a big thing of the 2 G's. Right. Well, how do I put? So, if you don't know about him, so he's one of the judges on MasterChef in the UK, and now it's coming out all these things that supposedly. Oh, Heather, thank you so much, Heather. Very kind. Oh, bless. Oh, you're all in the Christmas spirit today. That's lovely. So again, I don't know, Heather, if you've read the book, but if you want a book, send in. And as I say, any of you that are member, you have to give me some sort of an address or somewhere to send something. I will make sure you get something for Christmas. I want to thank my members who've, many members, especially they've upgraded and come with me along as I've upgraded the membership. They've been with me a long time. And it is the memberships that keep channels going because it just does. It's not only the financial aspect of it, it's the moral, the moral support, because sometimes you do get totally peed off with things and you get your trolls and you get this. I don't get many trolls, but I do get them. You'll notice I get the trolls when I'm doing things about Nicola Bulley or Peter Folding, or, I don't get any trolls really when I'm doing other things. It's rare that I would get a troll. Might have invited some in now we're talking about this, but yeah, and when you do, and you get down and you think, oh, is anybody even watching me? Is anybody even interested in what I've got to say? It's the membership that keeps you going. It really is. So, and I'm sure that's the same for all channels, not just mine. You appreciate your members. So you appreciate all your subscribers. You appreciate anybody who even watches your videos, but your members are special. And you have to give your members something back. So we have the live every Monday. If you carry on chatting, member, we have a exclusive live every Monday, and then you can join in every 2 weeks. We have the Let's Chat lives, specials, etc. Oh, listen, I am able to handle trolls. There's nothing that any of these trolls could do to me that haven't been done to me by people that I cared about. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not only being from Manchester, but it's various things. You go through experiences in your life and it does make you stronger. You'll see if you read my book, I have been through things like everybody else. I'm not just saying it's me, and these things do make you stronger. And why would I be bothered what some anonymous, because they're always anonymous, so they don't let you know who they really are because they're cowards. They don't say things to your face, or they're just constantly carping on about things. Most of them are anonymous accounts anyway, and they've got their own agenda, whatever it is. Just good. They don't have, what sort of lives have they got if that's all they've got to do with their life? I haven't got time to troll anyone. Where do you find the time, to even bother what other people are saying or doing? I haven't got time to do my own channel, never mind sort of watch other people's channels. And, you watch them anyway, and troll other people's channels and things. So, got a nearly pressed end stream then instead of take the comment down. But thank you so much, Annie and Heather. Right, so let's get this Gregg. So this Gregg one, this is what he did. He did a typical narcissistic thing. He's made these comments to a handful of people, he says, but actually 13 complaints is not a handful. Where does 13 become a handful? A handful is 2, 3, 5 maximum, certainly not 13. And now, of course, that people, you know, this is just going to be a snowball, isn't it? It's just going to be a snowball, an avalanche of complaints, because started off with people who are maybe celebrities. Then Rod Stewart's had a go about how he treated his wife Penny. There's going to be loads more, and now what will happen is the people who aren't famous, who aren't, you know, are not in a stronger position, maybe a bit vulnerable, who were scared to come out and speak out against him, they're all going to come out now. So, yeah, a baker's dozen is not a handful. Yeah, maybe you're right, Mello. Maybe being a troll is a fault. You think that they're going to have to just, oh God, I've got to put my troll picture up, because this is how I imagine trolls. Where's my troll picture? If they don't look like this on the outside, they're like that on the inside. That picture, to me, I just imagine them sitting there like, oh yeah, I'm really going to show her this time, or him, or whoever they're trolling. You know, what sad life I've got, that this is all I can do with my time. You know, please. It's hard enough sort of keeping up with doing the channel and then trying to have a life at the same time. You know, and trying to do some nice things for people instead of horrible things, isn't it? So there you go. That's hi, trolley dollies. Anyway, they won't be watching this. They won't be watching this because they only watch, you know, really, they just get involved in the Nicola Bully stuff, which is really odd, really, when you think about it. Why does that attract so many trolls? It makes you wonder what, you know, or if you do something about Peter Folding or whatever, if you try and talk, you know, just any little criticism of anybody that the trolls don't agree with, it's like, you know. Anyway, so I'll keep saying, like, let's present this. So what I'm going to show, I hope I won't copyright strike myself, I don't think I will, is I'm going to show what I said about Gregg last night. I think I was in my pajamas, by the way, last night. You know, when it's members, we tend to have a slumber party. I was in my pajamas, but anyway, never mind. I did have my lipstick on. I've always got my lipstick on. I might be in my pajamas, but I've got my lipstick on. Have, you know, delivered their, you know, done their closing arguments, and the judge was summing up. Oh, I was just finishing off saying where we are with the Sarah Sharif trial, which basically is, it's still going on. It'll have started again today. The judge was summing up, and I was just talking about that, but we're coming up to Gregg Wallace now. Now, whether he's finished on that, I couldn't find anything on that one. Let me have another look, because something might have come up now. Because I'm just hoping that this week we get a verdict. Yeah, so the latest news is still from quite a few days ago. There's nothing from today that I can see. True. Yeah, and remember the judge said to the, yeah, definitely agree with that, David. They've got no real lives. That's the problem. Or, you know, what sort of a real life can you have if that's your, anyway. Also true that I'm going to show the comment jury that they could consider an alternative offence of manslaughter. So anyway, so that's where we are with, I completely agree with that as well. I bet Rod Stewart, why, I'm really surprised that Rod hasn't said anything. We're going to see in this clip from the members last night what he had to say, but in the end, but why didn't he say anything at the time? I wonder if he was fuming, like say he was probably seething, but maybe Penny said to him, no, don't kick off, you know, don't make a fuss, etc. And apparently the bit where he was nasty, it was cut out of the programme. But anyway, we'll see that. Hi, Lorna. Right, let's go back to this. Sarah Sharif, it's still going on. Hopefully this, as I say, this week. Let's hope so, David. Let's hope so. A bit lighter than true crime, but it's still. So I don't know if you've heard the latest about Gregg Wallace. So Gregg Wallace, this MasterChef idiot, who, of course, these accusations came out against him. And at first, he did the right thing. He thanked his supporters. He stepped back from MasterChef. Thing is, if you get accused of things, there's no, you're best to just let it run its course. If you've got nothing to hide, of course. If you've got nothing to hide, you get a lawyer involved, step out the limelight like he did. Keep stum until it's sorted. No. Gregg didn't do that, did he? He came out and said, the people that are accusing him are middle-class women of a certain age. And I did a video about that, didn't it? Because it was just, whereas I had a little bit of sympathy for him before, when he came out and said that, it's like everyone was, the social media was just a buzz with memes. I still can't believe that he said that. What the hell made him think that was okay to say? To me, that is actually what he really thinks. And now his apology, we're going to watch his apology in a minute, means absolutely nothing, because he really meant what he said. I think he'd had a few vinos, probably. There's this, if you're a famous person, you shouldn't get on Instagram or social media or whatever, whichever thing it was. You shouldn't get on there when you've had a few drinks, not if you're a famous person. Even anyone, really, if you've had a few drinks or you've had a few spliffs or whatever you've done, you should really should keep away, because you're bound to be more loose-lipped. You're bound to say things that maybe you shouldn't. And the difference between someone like me and someone like Gregg Wallace is nobody sat there, well, there may be some people, I don't know, but waiting with bated breath what I'm going to say next. With Gregg, as soon as he came out and made that video, that will have been recorded, and it doesn't matter if he deletes it, it's there forever. You can delete it as much as you want. If someone's downloaded it, if someone's recorded it, it's there for posterity. Everybody getting involved, Gregg just digging a hole for himself. He's just sort of made it so much worse. So now he's apologized about that. This is the latest thing he's done. He's now apologised for not apologising and for saying it was middle-class women of a certain age that were accusing him. It's just not what you say, Gregg, when you're being accused of misogyny or whatever. Say something misogynistic, even if you think it inside, even if you've got those feelings, even if it's true, you don't go out and then say that. That can't be your defence. For being misogynistic is to be misogynistic. Honest to God, he's like, talk about car crash. Anyway, so that's what he's done. Let's have a look. Gregg Wallace apologises over middle-class women rant and says he'll take time out. That's what you should have been doing, Gregg, taking time out. Do you think so? He's saying, it's not his fault. He was under a huge amount of stress. Bless him. I think he was probably under a huge amount of influence of vino or something. He said he was alone. He was stressed. He didn't mean to say those things. Poor Gregg. I think we should put him on a Christmas bauble. Why has it gone all quiet? Yep. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's right. We didn't. You'll hear him in a minute. There was no sound at first, but it'll come on. So, who he's talking to there is all the middle-aged, middle-class women of a certain age. Oh, I don't want to watch this. I didn't share it, did I, or did I? Let me. It's gone on to something completely different. That's the trouble with. Did I share that? Let me just check. You'll tell me if I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah. Let's watch it again. Start, and then he said they were all middle class women of a certain age. Oh, you couldn't make it up, could you? You could not make it up. So let's just see his apology again. I mean, I think he'd had too much to drink. He's had too much to drink. It's been burning in him because that's how he feels. You know, he might be apologising again and now, to everybody. Even the government have got involved, calling him misogynistic. How many middle class women of a certain age does he know are in his entourage? If friends of friends, and he's upset so many people just with that comment. Why didn't he just keep his mouth shut? It's difficult, isn't it? Because this is the thing with social media. It can be good, like when he was doing well and he's on MasterChef and he's showing off his muscles. Surprised he's not standing there flexing his veins like he was on his other pictures. He loved the social media then. But social media also, you've got to remember that, if you say the wrong thing, that's it, because there'll always be someone who's recording it, even if you take it down. There's probably people waiting with bated breath now for anything he says and recording it in the moment. Let's watch him again.
I felt very alone.
Always be someone who's recording it, even if you.
To a lot of people, I wasn't in a good headspace when I posted it. I've been under a huge amount of stress, a lot of emotion. I felt very alone, under siege yesterday when I posted it.
Here now he's trying to make us all feel sorry for him. That's a typical narcissist, isn't it? I talk to you like you're a piece of shit. I've had that happen to me by YouTubers. Talk to you like you're a piece of crap, and then a great big long apology, which started off as an apology, then another thing saying again what piece of shit I was. This is a typical narcissist. Slag you off, apologise, slag you off again because you don't take their apology. Or, you're like, well, okay, I accept your apology. I think what I said to the person that was saying it to me was, I accept your apology, but, they're just trying to get attention off you all the time. And then if you don't sort of keep talking to them, I didn't want to talk to that person. So they can't get you to talk. So they start slagging off again. I said, I don't think we've heard the last of Gregg. I wouldn't be surprised if in another... Well, we'll see what happens with the investigation. He comes out and slags them all off again, because that's what narcissists do. It's all your fault. And now we've got to feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him.
It's obvious to me I need to take some time out now while this investigation is on.
But you know what? That should have been obvious to him right from the beginning. But you see, he could not believe that these people, these middle class women of a certain age, did not just feel grateful that he'd made sexual remarks to them. He just can't believe it, because he's so fantastic. He just does not understand that women of a certain age, they don't take this bullshit anymore. Do you know, they don't have to, they don't want to, they're not interested in him. They don't think he's God's gift to women. And men of a certain age like him, they don't seem to get that. It's like, talks about women of a certain age, but it's men of like him that don't get it, that, as women do get older, they won't put up with all that crap. Well, and young women these days won't put up with it because they don't have to now. And he was in a position of power. I mean, that's right. He said they were all the celebrities. Well, because celebrities like Kirsty Walk, she's not dependent on him for a job. You know, so she doesn't have to put up with it. She can say what she wants about him. Whereas there'll be contestants that were on there, female ones, who probably were scared of saying anything because they want to be on MasterChef. They want to win it. He was in a position of power for them. But the more famous women, he doesn't pay their wages. Of course, the other thing he said wasn't it, how many women do you think have made sexual comments on that program? You know, he tried to turn it round as if, well, you know, if he's offended by the comments that women have made, he should have reported it. You know, he's tone deaf. He's a complete narcissist. And honestly, in the beginning, I had a little bit of sympathy for him because I just thought, why have they waited all this time to say these things? I don't like people jumping on the bandwagon, you know, with things, especially famous, but, you know, people who aren't. I understand why people that are in a position of vulnerability will not say anything against people like Gregg Wallace. But I didn't really understand why someone like Kirsty Walk would not say it in the beginning, because she isn't responsible. You know, he isn't in charge of her future in any way. But yeah, just the way he said it, he's really aggrieved that these women have not been, you know, that they're annoyed with him. It's like, well, you should count yourself lucky that I think you're attractive, or I think you're attractive enough to say these things to you. No, he's really aggrieved about it. You can see it in him. I mean, he's getting his just desserts. Well, listen one more time.
I want to apologise for any offence that I caused with my post yesterday and any upset I may have.
So the other thing I just want to say is, because something I've noticed, it's a trait with these kind of men. Why has he got the camera right in his face like that? It's like he's right up to your face. You like that. I don't want to be right up in his face like that. You know, it's not. It's like intimidating. Even sat and watching it on a video, he's got the camera right up to him. He's like, listen to me. I am the big I am. Horrible it is. Horrible.
Of course, to a lot of people. I wasn't in a good headspace when I posted it. I've been under a huge amount of stress,
a lot
of emotion. I felt very alone, under siege yesterday when I posted it. It's obvious to me I need to take some time out now while this investigation is underway. I hope you understand, and I do hope that you will accept this apology.
Well, I doubt very much that people have accepted his apology, but anyway, you have to accept his apology. You know, you have to be the bigger person. I don't know if those women that he's offended for however and what he's done. I mean, even Rod Stewart came out and said that he was horrible to his wife, didn't he? Did you see that? You know, so he definitely has been offensive because there's so many people coming out now. I'm surprised Rod Stewart never said anything before, but he probably just didn't want to cause trouble or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe Penny, his wife, said to him, don't make a fuss, don't make a fuss. You know, people don't want to make a fuss, do they, sometimes? You don't want all that attention. You think people will judge you. But that of him right in the cameras, it's like, you listen to me. Oh, horrible man. So anyway, that is, he's had his, you know, it's just that he really has had his just desserts, hasn't he? But if he stays quiet now, it might die down. People might start feeling sorry for him when, you know, as the investigations progress. I just want to find some of the memes to show you because they're really funny. Oh, dear me. Like, So, sorry, I'm just reading through some of the things on X that people have said about him. So, of course, let me share this, because you'll see all the comments that people have made. I'm sure you've seen some comments. I don't know. It depends if you're on X or not. So this was a tweet that someone made. So this guy had tweeted him and said, or Facebooked him, and said, I am cycling just over 180 miles in 2 days for Macmillan cancer support. Any chance of a retweet? And Gregg Wallace said, you know, pulled him up about the way he'd spelt his name. He'd have spelt it with 1 G and it's with 2 G's. And so this guy replied to him and said, no worries, mate. It's only people with cancer. You worry about your extra G, master twat. You know, but it was like, you know, people spell my name wrong all the time. And sometimes I do say, oh, it's Vicky with an I, actually, not with a Y. They always spell it with a Y. But I think if there's a nicer way of saying it, you know, just say, oh, you know, don't worry. I don't know how you'd put it. And I don't think I would even bother saying it to someone like that who's asking me. All he's asking him to do is retweet his post because he knows he's got further reach. Because he's cycling 180 miles in 2 days for Macmillan cancer support. Oh, dear me, master twat. So everyone, you know, just criticising him for that thing that he said. Somebody is saying about Hugh Edwards, but, you know, just because he's not as bad as Hugh Edwards doesn't mean he's not bad, of course. No, everyone's saying. People just could not believe that he... Gregg Wallace getting escorted out of the MasterChef studios. Oh dear, I've just loved the memes. I have. Oh, this is what Rod Stewart said. So Gregg Wallace gets fired from MasterChef. Good riddance, Wallace. You humiliated my wife when she was on the show, but you had that bit cut out, didn't you? You're a tubby, bald-headed, ill-mannered bully. Karma got you, Sir Rod Stewart. So yes, I think you can safely say, oh my God. So this woman is saying, in 2017, I took part in Celebrity MasterChef. I put my first dish down in front of the judges and the cameras paused to reset. In front of everyone, Gregg Wallace told me to tell a colleague at the BBC that she was a sexy bitch. No one said anything, and yes, I did complain. Yeah. Gregg, oh God, he's doing yoga or something. Oh, dear me. Thought this was Gregg Wallace for a minute. The identity of Gregg Wallace's PR advisor. Oh, someone's saying that Rod Stewart spelt his name with one. Oh, yeah, Rod Stewart spelt his name with 1 G as well. Oh, dear. Is it Rod? What is it? Gregg Wallace seeing that Rod Stewart spelt his name correctly. Oh, anyway, sorry, we're all having a laugh at Gregg's expense. But do you know what? I expect Gregg's had a lot of laughs over people's expenses as well, at other people's expenses. Yep, when you climb, the higher you climb, the harder you fall, that's for sure. But, you know, some people are saying that's how I felt in the beginning a little bit, to be honest. I did think, oh God, what's this? You know, when Kirsty Walk was still first talking about it, not because I didn't think it was good that I thought it was good what it said, but why wait so long? And I was more on his side until he came out and said that. He just did that to himself. The thing is, most of these men, or women, I suppose, in the end, they get hung by their own, hoist by their own petard, don't they? They get caught out by their own actions. Nobody did that to Gregg. Gregg came out and did that himself. Do you know what? I want a Gregg sausage roll now. Because after seeing Gregg spelt with a double G, now I want a Gregg's. Desperately want a Gregg. I mean, I don't even like sausage rolls, but it's just made me think of it. I can't get Gregg's here in Spain. Well, you can in some supermarkets, like in the freezer sections and that, but there are no Gregg's bakeries. So it's made me want a Gregg's lunch now. So I've forgotten what I was saying because I was too busy thinking about the chicken savoury something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's done it to himself. You know, these men, they do it to themselves. All he had to do was keep quiet, say, I'm stepping, you know, I deny these accusations. I'm going to step back from MasterChef, just let the investigation, you know, I've done nothing wrong, got nothing to hide. Just going to let this investigation go. That's all he had to say. And just step out the limelight for a little bit. That's what everybody else does. You know, look at Holly Willoughby. She's coming back soon, isn't she? Does she think people have forgotten that she's a liar and false as anything? I don't know. But, you know, Philip Schofield came back. People come back if they've not done anything too bad. Obviously, Hugh Edwards isn't coming back. Well, I doubt it. But, you know, for people who've done like things, I don't know, that may be unwise but not actually legal, they do normally, you know, they could come back if they just kept their mouth shut. Drive to Benidorm, yeah. No, there are British supermarkets in most expat areas. There's a couple near where I am, and they sell Gregg stuff. But as I say, in the freezer, it's not like going to Gregg's, though, is it? It's not like going to Gregg's bakery and getting them fresh. But Gregg's sausages, yeah. We don't want to see Gregg's sausage roll, do we? Not that one, no. Anyway, I hope he's okay, because, you know, when a narcissist gets caught out, it is quite shocking for them. You know, so I honestly, joking apart, I hope he's okay, because he'd be going through a lot now, because it's like a narcissist coming up against a brick wall and realising that they can't get, that it's not working what they're saying. And that's what's happening to Gregg at the moment. So I do hope he's okay. He probably will need some counselling. He'll need some counselling just to, you know, let him get over the fact that he's not as fabulous as he thought he was. Anyway, yeah, a tray steak. I like those. They do like a chicken thing. Anyway, I'm going to go to this blooming British supermarket tomorrow and buy some Gregg stuff. It's all his fault. Anyway, so I don't know if Heather's still here, hopefully, but I'm going to play the song on the way out. Oh, no, so I've got to stop that there because the song is private for members only. But so let's have a look now at what now... I always get them mixed up. Their names are similar, aren't they? So, well, they're not really. So, of course, it was Kirsty Walk who started it, the political commentator. And now Kirsty Allsop has weighed in on it. And look at what she's had to say about him. So, let's see. Where can we start with her? So, Kirsty Allsop, she's not my favourite. Again, you know, in the end, you end up sort of... I can't make my mind up whether I like, because she's a Tory. I can't like her, can I? So that's only a joke. It's only a joke. Of course, you can like someone even if they are. But, you know, I suppose that's why, you know, I always felt like me and Kirsty probably wouldn't get on. But see, she likes, or maybe likes Elon, I don't know. Let's see. She's going back over all these comments. What has she said about Gregg? Let's have a look. So she's weighed in now and said that he said something to her, or let's have a look what you do with her. So making sexually explicit comments about what you do with your partner to a woman in the workplace you met an hour before is not anyone's norm. Because, of course, some people are defending him, probably men of a certain age. And occasionally you just want to say, just F off, you vile, cowardly bully who wouldn't dare say any of this to my face. She's talking about trolls there. But I'm trying to find what she actually said about him. Which... Right, maybe it was this, was it? Do you think this is all a bit unfair on Gregg? Why does he spell his name with 2 G's? Is his real name Gregory with 2 G's? No, it's not. Why does he spell his name with 2 G's? He's just trying to make himself special, isn't he? You know, it's like Gregg. You know, why is he called Gregg and not just Gregg? Because his full name will be Gregory, and Gregory only has 1 G, so not really sure where that comes from. So, do you think this is all a bit unfair on Gregg? If so, find your wife, girlfriend, sister, mum, and ask if they think it's okay for you or their partner to make a comment about your bedroom activities to a woman you have just met at work. And don't forget, there's even a taxi driver who has come forward and said that Gregg was asking him about his sex life. Some guy that was taking him, you know, and people are saying he's a product of his age and a lad culture that hasn't moved with the times. And it's possible he's an idiot, not a sex monster, maybe. But I think the problem with Gregg is not even what he's done. It's that apology that he made, that statement that he made, saying it was a handful of women, all of a certain age and middle class. That's the worst thing he's done. Yeah, if he's made comments. But then, of course, he has come out with hardly any clothes on. You know, if you've read my book, and if you remember and you've asked me to send you a copy, you will see, or if you've listened to it, because I did put it on my channel as well. You know, I went round someone's house to teach them Spanish, and their husband was wandering around in a thong, a man of a certain age. Who was he wasn't a man who should have been wearing a thong. Thongs don't look nice on any men or women, personally, I think. Thongs are the most unattractive thing, in my opinion, that you could ever see, you know. I'd much rather see a man in a suit than see him in a thong. But this guy was sort of in his 60s. He was skinny. He looked like 2 conkers rubbing together at the back. And he kept walking. The first time I thought he'd done it by accident. So I'm teaching his wife Spanish and I'm thinking, oh my God, he mustn't have realised I was here, as he trolled past me, you know, like flounced past me in his thong, showing these showing off his buttocks, basically, that were looked like, as I say, 2 conkers rubbing together. So and I thought, oh my God, he'll be mortified. He's not realised. I mean, he then walked past me about another 15 times. Whether he thought, I was only in my 30s then. And he obviously thought he was, impressing me, or how, I don't know. He was a horrible man. He was an ex-policeman, funnily enough. Which I know a lot of you think, oh, that says a lot. Just an awful man, very aggressive. He was, it turned out he was domestic violence with his wife as well. But oh God, that was awful. I mean, I never go to people's houses to teach now. I used to do that. You read about that, as I say in my book. I used to go to people's houses and teach, but I had so many weird experiences. These now so queer as folk. So, yeah, what did she originally say about him? What was the original tweet that she made? That's what I can't find. I can't find the original tweet that she made. Why not? Now, anyone who's on social media of any kind, I mean, Kirsty, attracts trolls. All people that are on social media attract trolls, don't they? So, I can't find the original thing that she said. Can't find her original tweet. Let's see if I put in Gregg Wallace, maybe it'll come up. But yeah, if you're famous, if you put yourself on social media in any way, shape or form, at the end of the day, you're going to get bad things as well as good things. Every tweet you put out, every video you make, every TV program you make, not everyone's going to like you, and you have to develop a very thick skin. I don't think that's ever been any different. It's just that now, because of social media, years ago people used to write into points of view, or I don't know, what did people do? Send letters to the TV companies or whatever. Whereas now, people go directly onto their social media and say nasty things, don't they? So, oh, is he still on there? Let's have a look at his. So this is his Twitter. Master Chef Pudding Taster. I don't know. Gregg Wallace. Oh, look, here's people whinging about. Sorry, I'm getting into read. Oh my gosh! I do remember this. I do remember when Rod Stewart was with Britt Eklund. He went through this sort of phase, didn't he, of dressing sort of womanly, why shouldn't he? I mean, listen, why shouldn't he? But look, that's not very nice, is it? This is what I mean to say about men who think, they look attractive. So somebody here on this post is trying to say Rod Stewart should not complain about Gregg Wallace, because Rod Stewart once sort of dressed like this when he was going out with Britt Eklund. I mean, that is pretty horrible, isn't it? Oh God, what's Alan Sugar got to do with it? Yeah, so there's some people here that are defending him. He's a normal bloke put on TV. But in 2024, he was put on now. We've got to give the other side of it, I suppose. He was put on TV because he was what he was like. So he's an ex-Millwall fan who got into trouble when he was young. He's from London. He's a typical London boy, isn't he? He's like, what would you call it? I mean, like a cockney, I don't know, and he was probably put on TV because he had a bit of edge to him, and now it's all backfiring because this is what this person is saying. Now it's all backfiring because in 2024 you can't say anything. Now I understand that point of view, but to me it is what he came out with, and it's not what originally was accused of. To me, with Gregg, he came out and made that misogynistic comment about middle-aged women, women of a certain age. It was that did it for me. So that's his own fault, to be honest. But yeah, some people are defending him, let's say. Oh, what's Katie got to say about it? I'm sure Katie will be in favour of Gregg Wallace, but oh gosh, who's this? This is a middle-class woman of a certain age. Let's have a look.
I'm a middle-class woman of a certain age. And there are allegations against that bloke from MasterChef. So he said yesterday those allegations were being made by middle-class women of a certain age. Listen, Gregg, we have the means, the experience, the wherewithal to call out, allegedly, any abuser. And you know what else you've got to worry about? We've raised our girls, our daughters, to do just the same. And because a woman might be of a certain age, and as you would define it, working class, well, watch it, because they're mouthy as well. Middle-class woman of a certain age. Oh, do one, Gregg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I've got someone saying the BBC needed a story to deflect attention from their anti-Semitism. Oh, God, these things are just crazy, aren't they? You know, this will end up. Oh, dear me. Anyway, special delivery for Mr. Wallace shovel. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd just show you what's going on with Gregg. I hope he's all right. And I really did mean that. I do worry a bit about him because this will be a total shock to Gregg. He won't be able to believe this is happening to him. So I hope he's okay mentally. I hope he's being looked after psychologically. But you know, as a woman of a certain age, and probably even older than a certain age, I think Gregg would be very surprised to think that I don't fancy him, or, you know, most women of my age, we don't like men like Gregg. But there you go. Anyway, I've got to go. So I want to say thank you. Thank you to Shelley, who became a member during this stream. I want to say thank you to Annie and to Heather, who sent me a Ko-fi, who bought me a Ko-fi. Thank you so much. You can hear the dog barking. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And don't forget, if you are a member, you've got to send me somewhere to send your book. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. Thank you.